Hi students, good morning to all. I welcome you all in this fluid mechanics lecture. So in the last lecture, we have seen various points like rate of flow. Then we have seen continuity equation, and we have solved some problem based upon it. So let us revise this concept and move ahead to learn the new concept from this particular unit. So who will tell me what is the rate of flow? So this is a quick revision. You have to answer. If you know, you can quickly uh, put your answers in the chat window, or you can unmute and tell the answer. Yes, anyone? What is rate of flow or what is discharge? Anyone? So rate of flow is nothing but it is the what is that? It is the volume per unit time flowing through a particular section. So that we call it as a rate of flow, or it is the quantity of fluid flowing per second or per unit time. That quantity of fluid flowing per unit time is called as the discharge. And for the liquids, generally we use the formula to find the rate of flow for the liquids as the discharge Q is equal to volume upon time. Another formula that we have written here, we have seen for the discharge, it is nothing but it is the cross section area of the flow multiplied by the velocity of the flow. Suppose cross section area of the flow is circular. If the circular pipe is there, in that case the cross section area will be pi by 4d square, that is the area of the circle. If it is rectangle, then it will be L into B, that will be the cross section area. If it is semicircle, in that case pi by 8 into d square, that will be the area of flow. So likewise, we can use this area, and this V is nothing but it is the average velocity. As we have seen that velocity is not uniform throughout the section. It is maximum at the center, and it is as we go away from the center toward the surface of the pipe or surface of the material, then the velocity goes on decreasing. And that's why this V is by default, this V is nothing but it is the average velocity of flow that we need to consider there. Then we have seen the continuity equation for the rate of flow here. What is the continuity equation? If any surfaces that any cross-section area of flow, if it is changing from area A1 to A2, in that case, this area, now in this particular case, here. Now here you can see the area is reducing, but according to the law of conservation of mass, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can change from, it will be that the rate of flow or that rate of mass transfer, it will remain constant. Mass will not be created nor be destroyed. Same amount of mass has to be moved from this particular section. इथून जेवढा मास त्या ठिकाणी मास फ्लो रेट आहे तेवढाच मास फ्लो रेट या ठिकाणी पण असायला पाहिजे. And that's why we can say that Q1 is equal to Q2, right? And this Q1, as we know, we have seen the equation on the previous slide, that Q is nothing but it is the cross section area multiplied by the velocity. So here for this section 1, area is nothing but it is area A1, and V is nothing but it is the velocity V2. For the section second, area is A2 and velocity is V2. So here we can write, instead of Q1, I can write here A1 V1, and for the discharge here Q2, I can write here A2 V2. And this equation, we have given the name this equation as the continuity equation, right? And based upon this equation, we have solved some problems in the previous lecture. So you can see here the equation for the liquids A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2, right? And this is the general equation that can be used for either for the liquids or for the gases. दोन्हीसाठी आपण इक्वेशन वापरू शकतो. But in case of the liquids, as there is no change in the density, as liquids are incompressible, this density rho1 and rho2 will get cancelled, and at last we get this equation A1 A2 A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2, right? Then we have solved the problem based upon these two equations. Then we have seen the equations of motion. Here, the first equation was the Reynolds equation of motion, then Navier-Stokes equation of motion, and the last one is the Euler's equation of motion. Right. Based upon the number of forces that are participating in that particular phenomenon, that scientists have derived this equation, and based upon their name, the equation has been given the name of that scientist particular. This is the general equation: Fx is equal to Fg plus Ft plus Fv plus Ft plus Fc. Means all types of forces which are predominant in nature that have been considered in this equation. This is the general form of equation, we can say. But in most of the equations, most of the types of the flows, all these forces may not be predominant in nature. One or two forces may be that we can say dormant. Here, in case of the Reynolds equation of motion, you can see the equation, that force, which force here? Do you know? Fc, that is compressible force, it has not been considered. Means we can say this flow is particularly for the liquids where the compressibility is negligible, and we can neglect that the force due to the compressibility. And if you remove that force from the general equation, whatever the equation we get there, that equation is called as the Reynolds equation of motion, right? And now from this Reynolds equation of motion, if we remove the turbulence force, okay, force due to turbulence of the liquid, then whatever the equation we get, that equation is called as the Navier-Stokes equation. And from the Navier-Stokes equation, if we remove the viscosity effect, in case of the ideal fluid, this effect can be neglected because viscosity will become zero for the ideal fluids. And if you remove this viscous force, then we will have the only two forces, that is one force is the gravity force and second force is the pressure force. And whatever the equation we get, that equation is called as the Euler's equation of motion. So in the Euler's equation of motion, there are only two forces which are predominant in nature, that are gravity force and pressure force. Okay, so we can say that this particular Euler's equation of motion, it is applicable for the liquids, not for the gases, because compressibility force is neglected here. Again, it is this particular force, this flow, this equation of motion, it is applicable for the ideal fluids, as viscous force is also neglected here. So we can say that this type of equation, Euler's equation of motion, it is applicable for the ideal liquid flow, okay, where the viscous force as well as compressibility force, turbulent force, all these forces have been neglected, okay. And then we have seen the different types of energies or the heads of the flowing fluid. Here, the main predominant energies are pressure energies, kinetic energy, and the potential energy. And respective heads are there, like pressure head is there, kinetic head is there, or velocity head is there. Then potential energy, potential head or datum head is there, right? So we have seen the definition of this pressure energy, kinetic energy, and potential energies. Just we have to remove that particular word here, and you will get the equation. You can have the definition for all these types of forms of energies. Other parts will remain same. The energy possessed by the liquids, liquid particles by virtue of existing pressure, then that type of flow is called as the pressure flow. Okay, when we call the flow as a kinetic flow or kinetic energy, the energy possessed by the fluid particles by virtue of its existing their velocity, जर त्या ठिकाणी velocity असेल fluid particle मध्ये, then the energy possessed by that flowing particles, that energy is called as the kinetic energy. And if the energy possessed by the particle, it is because of virtue of its position. Their position in that fluid particles, if they are possessing some energy, that energy is called as the potential energy or the datum energy. And if you divide these energies by the unit weight of the fluid, then you will get the heads. If we divide the pressure energy by the unit weight of the liquid, then we will get the pressure head, which is denoted by here. You can see pressure head H is equal to P upon gamma or P upon rho z. So that is the pressure head. Kinetic energy or kinetic head. How we get the kinetic head or velocity head? If we divide this kinetic energy by the unit weight, then we will get the kinetic head, where it is denoted by the letter here v square upon 2z. And similarly pressure energy and pressure potential energy and potential head or datum head. Okay, if we divide the potential energy by the unit weight, then you will get here the datum head or this potential head, which is denoted by letter z, right? And then comes the total energy and total head. Total energy is nothing but it is the summation of the pressure energy, then kinetic energy and the potential energies. Similarly, the total head is nothing but it is the summation of the pressure head, velocity head, and datum head. So total head here equation, we can write the equation for the total head as P upon rho g plus V square upon 2g plus Z. Right. This is the equation for the total head. So up to this point, we have covered in the last lecture. As this was the revision, I have taken it very with some more speed. Okay, so let us learn the next point, that is Euler's equation of motion. So now in the last point here, in the equation of motion, the last equation was the Euler's equation of motion. You can see here where only the gravity force and the pressure force it was considered. Similarly, now here we are going to derive this Euler's equation of motion, though it was written in the very crude form, Fx is equal to Fgx plus Fpx. But what is the actual Euler's equation of motion? It is somewhat different than whatever the equation you are observing here. This is the crude form, and the fine form of the equation we can now here we are going to derive for the Euler's equation of motion. So Euler is the name of scientist who have derived this equation. So behind his name, that name for this equation is given as the Euler's equation of motion. This equation of motion is in this particular equation, you can see here the gravity force and pressure forces are considered. This equation is derived by considering the motion of the fluid element along a streamline. Okay, so this streamline, what is the meaning of streamline? Streamline is nothing but it is the direction of velocity of any fluid particle which is flowing. Suppose this fluid particle is flowing like this, then if the direction of the flow is like this, then this line is called as the streamline. Now here in this diagram particularly, you can see this is the streamline which has been shown here, direction of flow of this particular fluid. It is this direction, and this line indicates the streamline. Now here, to derive this Euler's equation of motion, what we have to consider? We have to consider the fluid element. काय consider करायचं आपल्याला? Fluid element we have to consider along the streamline. Consider the steady flow. Now we have learned already what is the meaning of steady flow. Who will tell what is the meaning of steady flow? Steady flow म्हणजे काय, कोण सांगेल? See, if you don't give the answers within time, then I have to. 1 minute. My audio is somewhat low here.
The velocity, pressure, and density at point do not change with time. It's called a steady force.
Okay, the velocity, density, pressure, if these properties they do not changes with respect to time, then we call that flow as a steady flow, correct? So here, while deriving this equation, that steady flow is considered. Where it has gone. Made it. Yes. So this Euler, this scientist has considered the whether it is visible to you or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So he has considered the flow as a steady flow. Okay, means the velocity, pressure, density they do not change with respect to time. Okay, consider the steady flow of the fluid, ideal fluid. Now, so again, we should know the meaning of this ideal fluid. What is the meaning of ideal fluid? Yes. Okay, so ideal fluid is the fluid in which the viscosity is zero, right? The fluid is incompressible and viscosity is zero, that is mu is equal to zero. That type of flow is called as the ideal fluid. He has considered that ideal fluid. So what will happen if the fluid is ideal, then viscous force will become zero here, right? So he has considered that stream flow of the ideal fluid along a streamline, along this particular line. He has considered the flow of the steady flow of that ideal fluid. Then what we have to do? We have to separate out a small cylindrical element of the fluid. So there is a flow here like this. Okay, suppose consider this is the pipeline, and the flow is taking place, steady flow is taking place through this pipeline. Out of this pipeline, we have to consider a small element, cylindrical element of the fluid for the steady purpose here. of the area, cross section area ज्याचा आहे DA. So this is the cross section area DA. Let us consider it as a circular one. Okay, this is the cross section area DA and it has the length DS. So this is the length DS of that fluid element. Now who will tell me what is the volume of this particular fluid element? या fluid element चा volume काय असेल? यार काय तुम्ही विद्यार्थी काय मला प्रॉब्लेम तुमचा काय लक्ष देत नाही तुम्ही वेळेवरती उत्तर देत नाही मी काय चाललंय ते समजते ना तुम्हाला येस
पाय आर स्क्वेअर एच
पाय आर स्क्वेअर एच हा उत्तर द्या रे पटपट उत्तर येते तुम्हाला तुम्ही उगाच बघासारखं बघत बसताय मी देऊ का तू देऊ उत्तर म्हणल्यासारखं उत्तर येते ते पाठीशी लगेच उत्तर देऊन मोकळं व्हायचं डोंट टेक टू मच टाइम टू टेल दॅट. So here, as this fluid element is of the cylindrical shape, right? This fluid element is of the cylindrical shape. The cross-section area, this volume of the cylinder will be this cross-section area of the fluid element multiplied by its length or the height, we can say. So what is the cross-section area here? It is the area of circle, that is pi by 4 into d square. Okay, and what is the length here? That is ds. So we can say here the volume of the cylinder here, it is the pi by 4 d square into ds. This is the volume here. In general, whatever the formula we have told, it is the formula of the cylinder only. But in that case, we write here pi r square h like that. Okay, where we consider this is the h and this is the r is the radius of the circle. And you can write this formula also in terms of diameter like this pi by 4 into d square into h, right? So in this particular case, we have considered this height or the length as a ds. So here we have written here ds and pi by 4 d square into ds is the volume of this particular cylinder. Now here we have to consider the forces which are predominant in nature, which are important here. So as this Euler's equation of motion, it is based upon the gravity force and pressure force. We have to consider only these two forces for the derivation purpose. So here, let us consider that the direction of flow is this upward direction. The pressure intensity at this particular section L, the pressure intensity is denoted by letter P. And at this particular point, the pressure intensity, it is P plus dP. Okay, this is the pressure intensity at this section M. Okay, here section pressure intensity P plus dP. Why there will be a change in the pressure intensity? So there are many reasons that pressure intensity may change. The main one reason is that the cross section of the area, if it changes, then that particular pressure intensity will definitely change there. Okay, second, another thing is that if the losses are there, then also the pressure intensity, it may change there. Okay, and here we have considered the pressure intensity at section M as P plus dP. Okay, is the pressure intensity which is acting in this direction at this particular fluid element. A fluid element वरती बरं का. This is the fluid element that we have considered. ह्याच्या भोवताली परत fluid आहे. Don't consider that it is only the fluid element. There is a fluid element which is nearby surrounding this particular fluid element, and this is imposing the pressure intensity on this, right? So at this particular point, the pressure intensity imposed by this fluid particles, it is P, and at this particular point, the pressure intensity which is in this direction, here it is P plus dP, right? This is the one force, that is pressure force or pressure intensity. Second force is the weight of the fluid element. As gravity force is nothing but it is the weight of the fluid element acting on this fluid element. So the weight, we know that weight always acts in downward direction. So this particular arrow, which is passing from the center CZ of this fluid element, which is denoted by capital this small dW. Okay, so dW is nothing but it is the weight of the fluid element which is acting in downward direction, right? So here, while resolving the deriving this equation, we have to resolve this particular force as the direction of flow is this one. So component of this weight in this direction that we have to consider. Okay, component of this dW in this direction of flow. ह्याची डायरेक्शन डाउनवर्ड म्हणून ह्याची डायरेक्शन कशी असेल, ह्याचा कंपोनेंट कसा असेल, इट विल बी ऍक्टिंग इन लेफ्ट डायरेक्शन हियर, राइट? So to consider the component of this W ओके, आता हा W या ठिकाणी हा सिम्प्लिफाय केलेला आहे. We can simplify it. First we will understand how to simplify this, and then we will see what will be its component in this particular direction. See, W is nothing but it is the volume, weight of the, we know that weight density is gamma is nothing but it is the weight of the fluid element divided by the volume. So weight will be equal to what will come, weight density multiplied by volume of the fluid element, right? So weight of this fluid element will be nothing but it will be weight density of the fluid element multiplied by its volume, and volume we have written there here. It is nothing but cross section area. What is the cross section area here? We have written ds is the cross section, not ds, dA is the cross section area and ds is the length. So dA into ds is nothing but it is the volume of this particular fluid element. Okay, so I can write here gamma into dA ds, right? And this gamma is nothing but we have the we know the relation between weight density and mass density. Gamma is nothing but it is rho z. So instead of gamma I can write here rho z, right? And this dA ds it will come as it is. So this is nothing but it is the weight of the fluid element. So the same equation has been written here instead of this dw, rho z into dA ds, right? Now what will be its component in this particular direction of flow which is acting in downward direction? Okay, for that purpose we need to understand, convert this particular thing into in this right angle triangle. Okay, this particular line is nothing but it is the hypotenuse of this particular circle. Then this angle theta, it can be shown here like this. This w, this line, it can be represented here like this, where this distance is the distance of from the center line up to this center line, CZ of the point and the center line of this. Okay, so that distance is nothing but it is dz. Okay, so this is the and this is the ds. Okay, 1 minute. Here this now here this total whole distance they have considered. So here complete line, whole length we have to draw here. Okay, this is the ds and dz is the distance between this center line, center point and this center point. This is the dz. Okay, so this is the dz and this is the angle theta. Now what is the, here we have to convert this particular component, that is w, in terms of this component. Okay, now tell me what is the cos theta here? Cos theta काय? Sin theta, what is sin theta? It is opposite by hypotenuse, and cos theta is nothing but it is adjacent by hypotenuse.
dz
So we
upon
can write
ds.
here cos theta is equal to adjacent, that is dz, upon hypotenuse, that is ds, right? So dz I can write here dz is equal to ds cos theta, right? So this can be written in terms of instead of this cos theta or dz चे आपण या ठिकाणी हे लिहू शकतो. Similarly, so what will be the component of this weight in this particular direction? So you can see here. So whatever the initial part we have discussed, that has been mentioned here. Above figure shows this pressure intensity. P is the pressure intensity at L, means खालचा जो सेक्शन आहे त्या ठिकाणचा प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी P आहे, वरचा जो सेक्शन आहे त्याचा प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी, त्या ठिकाणी प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी इट इज P plus dP, and V is the velocity of flow of the fluid element. या ठिकाणी जो फ्लुइड एलिमेंट आहे त्याची वेलोसिटी जी आहे इट इज डिनोटेड बाय लेटर V, राइट? द एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस, आता या ठिकाणी कोणकोणते फोर्सेस ऍक्ट होत आहेत तर प्रेशर फोर्स आणि वेट ऑफ द फ्लुइड एलिमेंट, दॅट आर द टू फोर्सेस विच आर ऍक्टिंग ऑन दॅट फ्लुइड पार्टिकल. नेट फोर्स, नाउ the force here, before whatever that I was telling you, that part come later. Before that, let us find what is the net force acting on that fluid element. आता या ठिकाणी प्रेशर P ऍक्ट होतो, या ठिकाणी ऍक्ट होणारा प्रेशर आहे P plus dP. द डायरेक्शन ह्या दोन्हीची अपोजिट आहे. खालचा जो प्रेशर आहे दॅट इज ऍक्टिंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन बिकॉज देर आर सराउंडिंग फ्लुइड एलिमेंट्स, दे आर इम्पोजिंग फोर्स इन दिस डायरेक्शन. या ठिकाणचे फ्लुइड एलिमेंट जे आहेत पार्टिकल्स आहेत दे आर इम्पोजिंग फोर्स इन दिस डायरेक्शन. ओके, ऍज दे आर अपोजिट फोर्सेस टू इच अदर. So net force will be P minus this force P plus dP. Okay, are you getting? Net force means what? Net force means resultant force, we can say, that resultant force will be P minus this particular quantity of force. So here you can see we are talking about pressure force, not pressure intensities. So pressure intensity we have to multiply by the area to get the pressure force, because we know that pressure intensity is nothing but it is pressure force per unit area, right? This is the pressure intensity. If I take this area here, then I will get the pressure force. Pressure force, if I multiply the pressure intensity by the cross section area, then I will get the pressure force, right? The same thing as done here. This pressure intensity, it has been multiplied by the cross section area dA to get the pressure force. The net pressure force P into dA minus the pressure force which is acting in opposite direction on the other side, P plus dP into dA. Cross section area is same as it is cylindrical in nature. So if I simplify this bracket, I will get here P dA minus if I multiply this P by dA, then I will get here again P dA, then minus this dP dA. Okay, this dP I have to multiply by dA. Now here if you consider see here, this is the positive value, this is the positive value, this is the minus, it will get cancelled, and net force I will get here as minus dP into dA. This is the net force that I have got here. Similarly, the component of force need to find out here. Component of that weight of the fluid element in the direction of flow. As the direction of flow here, we have taken this the right direction as a positive and the left direction as the negative. As the fluid element, this weight of the fluid element, it is its component. It is acting in the left direction. ह्याचा जर आपण रिझॉल्व केला तर हा याची डायरेक्शन कोणती येणार आहे? Left direction आहे. So we have to use the negative sign here. Okay, because left direction is the negative sign we have used, and right direction मध्ये जे force act होतात त्यासाठी आपण positive sign या ठिकाणी वापरले. The component of the weight of the fluid element in the direction of flow, it will be minus dW cos theta. Now why it is cos theta? Because it is the component of the weight. A weight जो आहे it is dW, right? याचा component on this particular direction, on this direction, it will be dW cos theta, right? So just now we have seen according to trigonometry, any component here, suppose this is the dW weight acting in this direction, in downward direction, right? This is, let us say, x direction, this is angle theta, right? Then cos theta will be equal to adjacent by dW, adjacent, that is dW by x, opposite by hypotenuse, and adjacent by hypotenuse. So dW, now here 1 minute, direction is clear. Yes, now here the thing is we have to consider like this. Okay, and this is the angle theta. Okay, we are talking about this direction, and this is the W, this is the hypotenuse. Okay, actually this is the hypotenuse dW, and this is the base x. Okay, so adjacent, that is x divided by hypotenuse, that is dW, is nothing but it is equal to cos theta, right? Now as this is the base here, so I can write here x is equal to dW cos theta. Okay, so instead of x I can write the component of this weight which is acting in this direction of flow. Okay, so that will be dW cos theta, that we have to consider there. So you can see here the component of force is acting in that weight dW cos theta, and this dW is nothing but it is weight into weight density into volume, because weight density is equal to weight of the fluid element divided by its volume. So the weight of the fluid element will be equal to weight density multiplied by its volume. So here weight density into what is the volume of the fluid, that fluid element, it is dV, right? So I have written here dV into cos theta. This cos theta will be as it is here, and this gamma is nothing but it is rho z. So instead of gamma I can write here rho z, and this dV is nothing but it is the volume of cylinder, and this volume of cylinder is nothing but it is the cross section area of the cylinder multiplied by this cross section area of cylinder multiplied by the length of the cylinder. Okay, so dA ds we can write instead of dV, and this cos theta is as it is. Okay, so here again rho z dA ds, this part is as it is, and this cos theta, just now in the previous diagram, here we have seen, here you can see in this particular triangle, what is cos theta here? Cos theta is nothing but it is adjacent by hypotenuse dz upon ds. So instead of this cos theta I can write dz upon ds. Okay, या ठिकाणी आपण cos theta च्या ऐवजी काय लिहू शकतो, dz upon ds. It can be written, and this ds it will get cancelled with this ds, and at last I will get this equation for the weight. This is the component of force. Okay, not weight, it is the component of weight acting in this direction of flow as minus rho z dA dz. Okay, now this is one component of the force which is acting in that direction, and net force, आता हे दोनच फोर्स त्या ठिकाणी ऍक्ट होत आहेत under equilibrium condition. Now here we have to apply the equilibrium condition, and what we will get the equation. Okay, the net force in the direction of flow. Now net force in the direction of flow काय असेल, this particular force, this particular net force, pressure force, and this force, या दोन्हीची ऍडिशन केल्यानंतर जो आपल्याला फोर्स भेटेल, that will be the net force in the direction of flow. Okay, so this force is nothing but pressure force that we have taken here. As it is, it has the minus sign, so minus sign will become as it is, and this is again, this will become here minus sign as it is. So this is the net force we can say, which is acting on that fluid element which is in motion. Now we know that according to Newton's second law of motion, net force F net, it can be written as mass of the fluid element into acceleration of the fluid element. Okay, yes, according to Newton's second law of motion, we can say that the net force which is acting on the fluid element is nothing but it is the mass of the fluid element multiplied by acceleration of the fluid element. So now I can equate this net force, as a net force hai, I can equate this net force with mass into acceleration. Okay, हे mass into acceleration बरोबर मी या ठिकाणी equate करू शकतो. Then I will equate this equation, I will equate this particular net force with this mass into acceleration to get the final Euler's equation of motion. Okay, now here we are going to use this logic, equating this. Here you can see, now according to Newton's second law of motion, the force is nothing but it is mass into acceleration. Therefore, the net force in the direction of flow is equal to mass of the fluid element multiplied by acceleration in the direction of flow. Okay, that becomes acceleration. Now, what is the mass of the fluid element? The fluid element's mass काय असेल? It is nothing but, जसं आपण या ठिकाणी वेट आपण हे केलेलं आहे, वेट साठी आपण काय म्हटलं होतं, वेट डेन्सिटी इज नथिंग बट इट इज वेट पर युनिट व्हॉल्यूम. सो वी हॅव कन्वर्टेड that, rearrange the terms to get the weight. So weight we get here by multiplying weight density by the volume. Similarly, mass density rho is equal to, it is the mass upon volume. So here mass is nothing but, mass will be rho into volume, right? So what is the volume here? Rho into volume is nothing but dV. dV is the volume of the cylinder. So again, this dV can be converted as dA ds. So I can write the mass of the fluid element as rho into dA ds. So you can see here the mass of the fluid element is it can be written as rho into dA ds. Now while equating this net force with the mass into acceleration, now instead of writing mass m there, now we are going to write this as rho dA ds. Okay, similarly acceleration of the fluid element we have to write in other terms, and what is that we'll see here on the next slide here. Acceleration a of that fluid element is nothing but it is the change of velocity with respect to time. Change of velocity of what? Change of velocity of that fluid element. Cylindrical element जो आपण घेतलेला आहे, त्या cylindrical element ची velocity त्या ठिकाणी बदलत आहे with respect to time. So that is nothing but acceleration. So acceleration a is nothing but it is the dv upon dt, that is change in velocity with respect to time, that is dv by dt. Now if I divide and multiply multiply numerator and denominator by ds, Okay, what is ds? It is the change in the distance or change in the length. So त्या दोन्ही जर या ठिकाणी मल्टिप्लाय केलं आपण वरती आणि खाली, तर इक्वेशन मध्ये काही बदल नाही होत. बरोबर आहे. कुठलीही एखादी इक्वेशन असेल, फॉर एक्झाम्पल एक्स अपॉन वाय आहे, त्याला जर आपण वरती 10 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं आणि खाली पण 10 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं, तर या इक्वेशन मध्ये काय बदल होतो का? इक्वेशन मध्ये काही बदल होत नाही, कारण न्यूमरेटर आणि डिनोमिनेटर मध्ये आपण बोथ साइड सेम क्वांटिटीने आपण त्याला डिवाइड केलेलं आहे. नाउ डीएस, आता मी काय करतो या ठिकाणी dt जे या ठिकाणी खाली होतं त्याच्याऐवजी मी या ठिकाणी dt हा बाजूला घेतला आणि ds ने या ठिकाणी डिवाइड केलं, वरती ds ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं. दिस ds अपॉन dt इज नथिंग बट इट इज, व्हाट इज ds अपॉन dt? Change in distance with
Velocity.
it is nothing but velocity. So instead of this ds upon dt, I can write here v velocity. Okay, so this is the v, and this dv upon ds I have written here as it is. Now in that equation, जो net equation आपले net force equation होती, net force जो आपण त्या ठिकाणी काढला होता, that was we are equating with respect with mass and acceleration, and that mass that we have got here rho into dA ds, right? तो मास आपल्याला भेटला होता आणि ऍक्सेलरेशन आपल्याला या ठिकाणी भेटलेला आहे v इंटू dv बाय ds, राईट? सो ds या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल करून टाकायचा. याची आपण स्टेप या ठिकाणी पाहूया. Now we are equating here this net force in the direction of flow is nothing but it is equal to the mass into acceleration. So mass is nothing but rho into dA ds. हे आपण मागच्या स्लाइड मध्ये शेवटला खाली पण बघितलं होतं. मासच्या जागी आपण rho into dA ds आपण कन्वर्ट केलं होतं आणि या ठिकाणी acceleration जे आहे that has been converted here v into dv by ds. हे आपण या ठिकाणी लिहिलंय. यातला हा ds या ठिकाणी कट होऊन जाईल. राहिला पार्ट या ठिकाणी rho dA v into dv, राईट? आता या ठिकाणी जर आपण पाहिलं तर या ठिकाणी परत रो डीए आहे, रो इंटू डी इथं पण आहे. मग काय करायचं आता इक्वेशन आणि बोथ साइड वी हॅव टू डिवाइडिंग दिस अबो इक्वेशन बोथ साइड बाय रो इंटू डीए. ओके, या रो इंटू डीए आपण काय करायचं, डिवाइड करायचं. सो डिवाइडेड बाय रो इंटू डीए, हियर ऑल्सो रो इंटू डीए अँड हियर ऑल्सो रो इंटू डीए. तर हा डीए या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल आणि आपल्याला या ठिकाणी काय भेटेल, मायनस डीपी अपॉन रो. या ठिकाणी रो हा कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल, डीए या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल, हा रो या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल, डीए कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल, हा डीएस कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल आणि या ठिकाणी आपल्याला काय भेटेल, व्ही इंटू डीए, राईट? ऑन द आरएचएस साइड. एलएचएस साइड आपल्याला या ठिकाणी काय भेटलं, जी इंटू डीझेड. सो इफ आय राईट दिस इक्वेशन नाव, then I can write this equation as here like this. Okay, minus dp upon rho minus g into dz and on the RHS v into dv. Okay, now if I rearrange this term, if I take this side, this particular entities on the right hand side, हे दोन्ही पण जर घेतलं तर मला या ठिकाणी काय भेटेल, 0 भेटेल on the LHS, and on the RHS I will get here dp upon rho plus g into dz plus v into dv. ओके, ही इक्वेशन मला भेटेल. तीच इक्वेशन मी अशी पण लिहू शकतो, take this all the quantities on the LHS, this 0 on the RHS. Okay, then I can write this equation like this also. Okay, or if I, in other words, we can say like that, take this v into dv on the LHS, then we will get here minus v into dv equal to 0. अरे या साईडला काहीच नाहीये, मग या ठिकाणी सगळेच मायनस आहे. तर आता या इक्वेशनला काय करा, टोटल इक्वेशनला मायनसने मल्टिप्लाय करा. तर लेफ्ट हँड साइडला जर आपण मायनसने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर हे प्लस होऊन जाईल, हे प्लस होऊन जाईल, हे प्लस होऊन जाईल, राईट? आणि राईट हँड साइडला 0 आहे, 0 इंटू मायनस इट विल बिकम 0. ओके, सो नथिंग चेंज विल बी देअर. अँड ॲट लास्ट फायनल इक्वेशन वी कॅन राईट dp अपॉन रो प्लस v इंटू dz and this zz equal to 0. So this equation, which is in the form of differential equation, this equation is called as the Euler's equation of motion. ह्या इक्वेशनचं नाव काय आहे, Euler's equation of motion. Okay, so this is the simple derivation that we have seen right now. So this equation is required Euler's equation of motion and it is in the form of differential equation. Okay, see here nearly half an hour it has been taken by this particular derivation. to complete with this particular speed. If you have given the proper attention, there could not be any kind of problem in understanding this particular derivation. Okay, and if you have lost the attention, then definitely you may some part you may miss there from this derivation, but you can yes, is there any problem in understanding this particular derivation in Euler's equation of motion? समजले का सगळ्यांना? How we have derived this Euler's equation of motion? Or should I repeat it once again? Quick response देता yes sir. थंड बस.
सर एकदा रिपीट करा फर्स्ट.
Okay, so quickly I am going to revise this derivation once again. Okay, so have attention. जर अटेन्शन तुमचं डायव्हर्ट झालं तर परत प्रॉब्लेम आहे अजून समजण्यामध्ये. अटेन्शन व्यवस्थित देऊन या ठिकाणी हे करा. इक्वेशन आपल्याला या ठिकाणी डिराइव्ह करायचे युलर्स इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन. व्हॉट इज दॅट युलर्स इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन? फायनल इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन जी आपण या ठिकाणी डिराइव्ह केलेली आहे, that was dp upon rho plus v into dv plus g into dz is equal to 0. ही इक्वेशन आपल्याला डिराइव्ह करायची आहे. ठीक आहे. In this equation there are only two forces, we can say one is the pressure force and the second one is the gravity force. That two forces have been considered because while deriving this equation they have considered the flow as ideal flow. Okay, म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी viscosity 0 आहे and steady flow, या दोन कंडिशन या ठिकाणी लावलेल्या आहेत. And for the derivation purpose what we have considered here, we have considered the small fluid element of the cylindrical shape. सिलेंड्रिकल शेप मध्ये आपण एक फ्लुइड एलिमेंट कन्सिडर केलेला आहे, विच हॅज द क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया DA आणि त्याची जो लेंथ आहे इट हॅज द लेंथ DS, राईट, अँड इट हॅज मेड अँगल थीटा विथ दिस वर्टिकल. ओके, ह्याची डायरेक्शन जे त्याने अँगल काय केलं, थीटा अँगल केलेला आहे विथ द वर्टिकल. नाउ द व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ दिस पर्टिक्युलर सिलेंडर इट कॅन बी रिटन ॲज BV इज इक्वल टू DA into DS. Okay, cross section area multiplied by the length is nothing but is the volume of this particular cylinder. Now derivation करायच्या अगोदरच तुम्हाला या ठिकाणी आपण सांगून घेऊया W या ठिकाणी काय असेल मग आणि मास काय असेल. ओके, W काय असेल या ठिकाणी मग W कसा काढायचा तुम्हाला मी सांगितलं. इट इज द वेट डेन्सिटी व्हॉल्यूम, राईट. हियर DV is the volume here, so here I can write gamma into DV. And this dV is nothing but again gamma into DADS, right? And this gamma again, if you want to convert that rho z, I can write here rho z DADS. हे आपलं पाठ पाहिजे बरं का इथून पुढं. How to get the weight? So instead of weight we can write either this formula, either this formula or this formula. हे तीन कुठलेही आपण या ठिकाणी वापरू शकतो. Rho z DADS. ठीक आहे. Similarly for the mass we can write here rho into dV, because rho is nothing but it is the mass upon volume. Okay, dV. So m is equal to rho into dV. So here rho into dV च्या या ठिकाणी काय केलं आपल्याला DADS, right? So rho DADS आपण या ठिकाणी असं लिहू शकतो. So now here this was the initially part that we need to understand here. Pressure intensity which is acting at this particular section is the pressure intensity P, आणि डायरेक्शन ऑफ प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी कशी आहे, या डायरेक्शन मध्ये ऍक्ट होते. कारण या ठिकाणचे फ्लुइड पार्टिकल कोणत्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये प्रेशर ऍक्ट करता येते फ्लुइड एलिमेंट वरती, या डायरेक्शन मध्ये, बरोबर आहे. आणि या फ्लुइड एलिमेंट वरती या पर्टिक्युलर सेक्शन मध्ये जे फ्लुइड एलिमेंट आहेत ते कुठे आहेत, या राईट डायरेक्शनला आहेत, बरोबर आहे. मग ह्याची जो प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी ऍक्ट होणार आहे या फ्लुइड एलिमेंट वरती त्याची डायरेक्शन कशी असेल, लेफ्ट डायरेक्शन, बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे ह्या दोन्ही प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटीच्या ज्या डायरेक्शन आहेत त्या इक्वलंट अपोजिट आहेत. या ठिकाणी प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटीची मॅग्निट्यूड आहे P, या ठिकाणी प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी जी आहे त्याची मॅग्निट्यूड आहे P प्लस DP. ठीक आहे. जर मला या ठिकाणी प्रेशर फोर्स पाहिजे असेल, P इज नथिंग बट प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी अँड दिस प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी इज नथिंग बट इट इज द फोर्स पर युनिट एरिया, हे आपल्याला माहित आहे. जर प्रेशर फोर्स जर मला पाहिजे असेल तर मला काय करावं लागेल, प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटीला एरियाने मल्टिप्लाय करावं लागेल. व्हॉट इज द एरिया हियर, DA इज द एरिया ऑफ दिस क्रॉस सेक्शन. सो प्रेशर फोर्स ऍट दिस पर्टिक्युलर सेक्शन I can write P into DA, बरोबर आहे का. आणि या ठिकाणचा प्रेशर फोर्स काय असणार आहे, प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी ऍट दिस पर्टिक्युलर सेक्शन मल्टिप्लाइड बाय cross section area. So what is the cross section, this pressure intensity here? P plus dP is the pressure intensity here, multiplied by area dA. So this is the pressure force which is acting in this direction. So net force काय असेल याच्यावरती ऍक्ट होणार in this direction. So that for that, if I consider the right direction positive, left direction negative, so for resolving forces, right? So net force will be equal to P dA minus bracket मध्ये P plus dA P plus dP into dA. हा झाला नेट फोर्स, बरोबर आहे. जर मी हा आतला सिम्प्लिफाय केला तर मला काय भेटेल या ठिकाणी P dA minus P dA minus dP dA. ओके, हा dP into dA. ठीक आहे. दिस इज द नेट फोर्स ऍक्टिंग ऑन दिस फ्लुइड एलिमेंट. याच्यावरती अजून एक फोर्स ऍक्ट होतोय. दॅट फोर्स इज नथिंग बट वेट ऑफ द फ्लुइड एलिमेंट, बरोबर आहे. हा वेट ऑफ द फ्लुइड एलिमेंट काय करतोय, विच इज ऍक्टिंग इन डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन. सो याचा कंपोनंट, आय वॉन्ट द कंपोनंट ऑफ वेट फोर्स इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो. मला डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो मध्ये याचा कंपोनंट पाहिजे. तर याचा कंपोनंट ऑफ फोर्स इन दिस डायरेक्शन काय असेल मग, डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो. दिस इज द ऍडजस्टंट साइड. ओके, या साइड वरती ऍक्ट होणारा फोर्स. जर इथून मी परपेंडिक्युलर लाईन अशी टाकली, ठीक आहे, हा झाला 90 डिग्री अँगल हिअर, राईट. दिस इज डब्ल्यू, बरोबर आहे. याला आपण एक्स म्हणूया. एक्स इज नथिंग बट इट इज द कंपोनंट ऑफ वेट इन दिस डायरेक्शन, या डायरेक्शन मध्ये, ठीक आहे. कारण हा डाऊनवर्ड आहे म्हणजे त्याचा कंपोनंट कोणत्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये असेल, लेफ्ट डायरेक्शनला असेल, बरोबर आहे. सो या ठिकाणी कॉस थिटा काय येईल,
X upon W.
cos theta is equal to x divided by w. मग x म्हणजेच काय, इट इज द कंपोनंट. मग x काय येईल, मग कंपोनंट ऑफ फोर्स काय येईल, w इंटू cos theta, बरोबर आहे. सो म्हणजेच या ठिकाणी वेटचा कंपोनंट जो या डायरेक्शन मध्ये, डायरेक्शन ऑफ मोशन जो फ्लो आहे त्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये काय असेल, w cos theta. आणि याची डायरेक्शन अपोजिट आहे, जे आपण राईट डायरेक्शन पॉझिटिव्ह म्हटलं होतं, लेफ्ट डायरेक्शन निगेटिव्ह म्हटलं होतं. तो वेट कंपोनंट जो आहे तो आपल्याला काय लिहिता येईल या ठिकाणी, मायनस डब्ल्यू कॉस थिटा, बरोबर आहे का. हा मला काय लिहिता येईल, मायनस डब्ल्यू कॉस थिटा, कारण त्याची डायरेक्शन लेफ्ट डायरेक्शन मध्ये, ह्याचं पण डायरेक्शन लेफ्ट होती त्यामुळे आपण याला मायनस साइन वापरलं होता. या ठिकाणचा प्रेशर फोर्स हा राईट डायरेक्शन मध्ये, त्यामुळे आपण याला प्लस लिहितो, ठीक आहे. हे झाले 3 फोर्स विच आर ऍक्टिंग अलॉंग दिस डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो. नेट फोर्स काय असेल मग, नेट फोर्स विल बी द ऍडिशन ऑफ दिस फोर्सेस. हा नेट प्रेशर फोर्स प्लस हा फोर्स, याची ऍडिशन केल्यानंतर मला काय भेटेल, नेट फोर्स इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो. सो आय विल डू द ऍडिशन ऑफ दिस टू गेट द नेट फोर्स ऍक्टिंग ऑन द फ्लुइड एलिमेंट. सो पी डी ए, हा पी डी ए या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल आणि या ठिकाणी नेट फोर्स काय राहिला होता, नेट प्रेशर फोर्स, इट वॉज डीपी डी ए, बरोबर आहे का. दिस वॉज द नेट प्रेशर फोर्स. आणि हा वेट फोर्स, कंपोनंट ऑफ द वेट इन द डायरेक्शन. सो नेट फोर्स विल बी इक्वल टू दिस मायनस डीपी डी ए मायनस डब्ल्यू कॉस थिटा. ओके, हा झाला नेट फोर्स विच इज ऍक्टिंग ऑन दॅट फ्लुइड एलिमेंट. आता हा नेट फोर्स वी हॅव टू इक्वेट विथ द मास इंटू ऍक्सेलरेशन, बिकॉज अकॉर्डिंग टू न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन, फोर्स इज इक्वल टू काय असतो, मास इंटू ऍक्सेलरेशन, बरोबर आहे. हा नेट फोर्स आपण या ठिकाणी भेटला. व्हॉट इज दिस मास इंटू ऍक्सेलरेशन, दिस मास इज नथिंग बट इट इज द मास ऑफ दॅट फ्लुइड एलिमेंट. हे जो सिलेंड्रिकल एलिमेंट आहे, या सिलेंड्रिकल एलिमेंटचं मास इज नथिंग बट m. अँड व्हॉट इज दिस a इज नथिंग बट इट इज द ऍक्सेलरेशन ऑफ दिस फ्लुइड एलिमेंट. ओके, हा जो फ्लुइड एलिमेंट या ठिकाणी मोशन मध्ये आहे त्याचं ऍक्सेलरेशन इज नथिंग बट इट इज a. नाउ आय एम गोइंग टू इक्वेट दिस पर्टिक्युलर नेट फोर्स विथ दिस ma. अँड हिअर आपण वरती m काढला होता, या ठिकाणी व्हॉट वॉज m, इट वॉज रो इंटू dAds, राईट. अँड व्हॉट इज दिस ऍक्सेलरेशन a. ऍक्सेलरेशन साठी आपण या ठिकाणी म्हटलं होतं, ऍक्सेलरेशन कॅन बी रिटन ऍज चेंज इन व्हेलॉसिटी विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, राईट. सो इफ आय मल्टिप्लाय अँड डिवाइड न्यूमरेटर अँड डिनॉमिनेटर बाय दिस ds, सो इट कॅन बी रिटन ऍज दिस dt. आय विल राईट हिअर. ओके, हे कॅन्सल होऊन गेलं तर आपल्याला सेम इक्वेशन भेटते. सो दिस ds अपॉन dt इज नथिंग बट इट इज acceleration, change in distance with respect to time is nothing but it is the velocity, not acceleration, it is the velocity. So instead of acceleration I can write, instead of this here v I can write into dv upon ds. Okay, so now here Instead of this mass and acceleration, I am going to write down acceleration as in terms of this one, mass in terms of this one. Okay, so how I can write the equation now? Equating these two equations, this is the equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. If I equate these two equations, I can write here minus dP dA minus W cos theta equal to this rho mass म्हणजेच काय rho into dA ds into what is acceleration v into dv by ds. So this ds it will get cancelled with this, right? आता ह्या इक्वेशन मध्ये काय करायचं आपल्याला both side we have to divide it by rho dA, and before dividing that by rho dA, instead of this weight w, या W च्या ऐवजी आपल्याला काय करायचंय, जे आपण मागाशी लिहिलेलं होतं, काय लिहिलं आपण रो जी डी ए डी एस. ओके, तर ह्याच्या ऐवजी आपण रो जी डी ए डी एस आपण या ठिकाणी लिहिणार आहोत, रो जी डी ए डी एस. अँड दिस कॉस थिटा इज नथिंग बट या ट्रायंगलचा वापर करून आपण त्या ठिकाणी कॉस थिटा काढला होता. व्हॉट इज दिस कॉस थिटा? ऍडजस्टंट साइड dz अपॉन ds, dz अपॉन ds या कॉस थिटाच्या ऐवजी मी या ठिकाणी लिहू शकतो. ठीक आहे, मग हे w cos theta can be written as this rho g dA ds into cos theta च्या ऐवजी आपण काय लिहिणार या ठिकाणी dz अपॉन ds. हा ds या ठिकाणी कॅन्सल होऊन जाईल आणि याच्या ऐवजी आता मी या ठिकाणी काय लिहिणार आहे रो g, एक मिनिट या ठिकाणी इरेजर वापरतो म्हणजे तुमच्या कन्फ्युजन नाही होणार. आपण या ठिकाणी काय लिहिणे आता रो जी डी ए डी एस, एस त्या ठिकाणी कट झाला, डी झेड हा आपण या ठिकाणी लिहिला. ठीक आहे, आता ही जी इक्वेशन आहे, हे इक्वेशनला काय करायचं आपल्याला, वी हॅव टू डिवाइड बोथ साइड बाय रो इंटू डी ए. जर मी ह्या इक्वेशनला रो इंटू डी ए ने जर आपण डिवाइड केलं तर आता परत इक्वेशन लिहिण्यासाठी आपल्याकडे जागा कमी आहे, त्यामुळे मी इकडला पार्ट कट करतो. ओके, येस. आता सी हियर द फर्स्ट पार्ट, व्हॉट इज दॅट मायनस डीपी अपॉन डीए. जर मी ह्याला रो डीए ने डिवाइड केलं तर काय होईल, हा डीए कट होऊन जाईल आणि काय राहील फक्त या ठिकाणी मायनस डीपी अपॉन रो. सो आय कॅन राईट हियर मायनस डीपी अपॉन रो. परत हा जो पार्ट आहे याला जर मी रो डीए ने डिवाइड केलं तर रो कट होऊन जाईल, डीए कट होऊन जाईल, काय राहील या ठिकाणी जी इंटू डी झेड. सो मायनस जी इंटू डी झेड इक्वल टू राईट हँड साईडला काय या ठिकाणी परत या ठिकाणी रो डी आहे, हा पण डिवाइड केलं तर हा कट होऊन जाईल, राहील काय या ठिकाणी v इंटू डी व्ही. सो आय विल गेट हियर v इंटू डी व्ही. आता यातलं मी v डी व्ही जर या ठिकाणी लेफ्ट हँड साईडला घेतलं तर मला सगळ्याच गोष्टी ह्या मायनस मध्ये भेटतील. डीपी अपॉन रो मायनस जी इंटू डी झेड मायनस v इंटू डी व्ही इज इक्वल टू 0, राईट. आता मी काय करतो, परत बोथ साइड मायनसने मल्टिप्लाय करतो तर मला या सगळ्या गोष्टी प्लस भेटतील आणि 0ला मायनसने मल्टिप्लाय केली तरी 0च. आणि फायनल इक्वेशन मला या ठिकाणी काय भेटते, डीपी अपॉन रो प्लस व्ही इंटू डी व्ही प्लस जी डी झेड इज इक्वल टू 0. सो दिस इज आवर फायनल इक्वेशन, Euler's equation of motion. What is that? dp upon rho plus v dv plus g dz is equal to 0 is the final equation, and this is the equation that we have derived here finally. You can see here dp upon rho plus v dv plus g into z is equal to 0. This is our final equation. Okay, so now I think all of you have understood how we have derived this equation. It is simple, just you need to revise it once or twice after the this session is over. Whenever you get the time, just revise it, try to practice on the paper, whatever what you have studied, then you will remind it very easily. It is very simple and small derivation. Actually, there are only two pages are there, this page and this page. Yeah, दोन pages मध्ये derivation आहे, but it has taken a lot of time to explain you. So that is the characteristics or importance of this derivations. Kutley derivation, it will take time to understand. But once you understand, it will become very easy to understand afterwards also, to revise the derivation. I think everyone has understood this Euler's equation of motion. Still, is there any doubt to anyone? So now time is over. Let me take your attendance. Mayur, have you clear this derivation part is clear to you now?
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Any problem? I will upload this video on the YouTube. You can later on also you can watch this video derivation part.
Recording.
Okay. Yes, still anyone has not understood any step, you can ask me right here only. So we have one more minute with us. कुठली स्टेप समजण्यास काय आहे का कोणाला? I have taken the attendance. Don't put your roll numbers in the chat window. So you can leave the session now. Time is over. You can join the other session.